Hello and bienvenidos to Life's Questions and Lessons. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so grateful that you are here with me today. This season, we're going deep to help you rediscover who you are. So let's get started with today's episode. Overwhelm disguised as service. Overwhelm disguised as service. So we are in full swing, I can't even talk, full swing of our What Are the Disguises of Overwhelm series. So if you haven't already, I highly suggest you start with the series opener just to kind of give you an understanding of what the series is about and all my little definitions and ways of thinking that might be helpful to you. But the series is basically, we're thinking of overwhelm, the thing that we love to hate, as the sneaky master of disguise that it is. And there's so many disguises of overwhelm, but since I'm going through this kind of a little bit on the outside and a little bit, still in overwhelm and trying to figure out how to best navigate it and sharing some of those tips and resources with you, these are some of the disguises that I have, explored and the insights that have come through for me. So as we're thinking about overwhelm disguised as service, a few questions that were associated with that are, what would overwhelm disguised as service look like? What would overwhelm disguised as service look like? What would it feel like? So if you're thinking about this, think about a time where you felt like you were being of service, or maybe one of your jobs, whether it's your impact job or your income job, that you feel like you're being of service, and how overwhelm would disguise itself in that. And to me, it's very apparent that overwhelm knows all of our wants and our desires and uses that against us to basically say, well, this is what you asked for. This is what you were working so hard towards. And that's how it uses that sneakiness to really consume us and to control us. And so it's really our job to understand what are the warning signs, because for me, it's like, it's kind of too late once it's consumed you. And I don't mean it's too late like there's like nothing left. But at that point, all you can really do is just walk away and give yourself a break and just, So it would be nice to know that overwhelm is like on its way to harming us before doing its, full harm. That's kind of the way that I'm thinking about this and as I'm exploring this for myself. But some of the warning signs that I would think of when overwhelm is disguising itself right behind service is really pulling at our heartstrings. Like, these are the people that you're meant to help, right? These are the people you said you wanted to help. You have time for this. You can do a little more. I know you're tired, but just put in a few more words, a few more hours, a few more XYZ. Or someone comes to you that you know that you could serve them in a certain way, but you really don't have the capacity mentally, emotionally, physically, and overwhelm sneaks in to say, oh, but what do you mean you can't help her? She needs you. They need you to serve them. It's that sneakiness that I'm talking about, that ability to really pull on your heartstrings and understanding, what that could look like. So this could show up in your life in a few different ways. For me, when overwhelm shows up, 99% of the time, it's, I don't want to do anything. So if overwhelm is disguised as service, it would be, I don't want to serve anybody. And that's not helpful, right? But unfortunately, when overwhelm consumes us, sometimes that's what happens. And we want to get to the point where we are serving ourselves, where we are serving others, but not at the expense of our own personal well-being, of our own time, of our own energy. So I really, really hope this episode in this series is helpful for you. As always, please rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening to my words. And if this episode was helpful, please share it. And until next time, take care.